No fucks given. Sounds easy, but is it? This book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, explains how we can care less about the things that burden us and take greater care of meaningful things in our lives. In this video, I share what my key takeaways are, so stay tuned. My name is Diana Hoot. I'm a psychologist and a stress management coach. And to be very honest, as a human being, I do still give fucks where I should care less. That's human. And since I learned about ACT, the acceptance and commitment therapy, I am very good at practicing to give less fucks. And I had a podcast with an ACT therapist, Martin Wiedemann. Thanks to him, he was referring or recommending me this book. And to be very honest, I read it. I found it entertaining and inspiring at the same time. When he referred it to me, he was saying it's very ACT-related, and I find that to be very true. So here is what I learned from it and what you might want to learn from it too. However, one book alone or one video like this will not change your life. You need to act accordingly. And as this can be tough at times, I would like to offer you my one-on-one ACT coaching, remotely from your place or wherever in the world you are, if you have an internet connection. And for now, I would like to share with you what I learned from this book. So, number one is very, very interesting, even though it sounds a little bit tricky. The desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And I find that to be true. So, all around, I see people striving for more, greater wealth, more beauty, and we're never really satisfied. If you're successful, are you happier than someone that isn't successful? At first glance, you might think yes. However, there's always more we could achieve. So when we want more, when we're desiring more positive experiences, we are in a state, in fact, of a negative momentum because we want more. We're not happy, we're not content with what we have. And this is something that I experience very often when I look at people having the lucky girl syndrome. So Instagram or social media in general is full of those happy, successful, healthy, wealthy people. And we all want a bit of that. And we all strive for that. And unfortunately, our reason is out of order at that moment because we all know that this shiny, happy place, happy people world isn't the reality. Yet we let ourselves get tricked. We fall into the happiness trap. We buy all those books on self-help. I mean, this one is actually saying it's a counterintuitive approach to living a good life because it's not what we're expecting. We expect the pill, the easy way out until we fall flat in our faces and realize, well, yeah, didn't work out that well. And that's at least what I experienced myself. So the second thing from this paragraph is my second big learning. It is that the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. So yes, paradoxically, the other way around, if I'm accepting what I have or what is, what I cannot change, then I'm going into some state of content. I'm satisfied with what I have. I accept what is and I let go of the resistance. So yes, this actually elicits some sort of happiness and contentment. And that is very powerful, isn't it? I mean, the acceptance is something that is big in the acceptance and commitment therapy. We say it's about the willingness to have those unwanted and unpleasant feelings and thoughts. They are coming and going like clouds in the sky and the waves in the sea. We can't change it. So what's the point in fighting them? If you've ever tried to fight the waves by standing tall, you can deal with them, I can do it. And then the washing machine hits. It takes you away. It can be quite painful. If you're smart enough, or we say in the ACT, psychological flexibility is yours, then you make the small decision of like turning around. You know, the wave doesn't hit as hard as it would if you wanted to fight it. So acceptance, in fact, is not resignation. It's an active process of taking in things that are probably out of our control. So there's no point in fighting them. Yet, it's very human, you know. We want to change other people. We want to change the weather. We want to change the things that we can't change. And we love to ask why. Why did that have to happen to me? And this brings me to my third key takeaways from the book, which is, what pain are you willing to take? As I said before, we all have those visions of the best version of ourselves. There's a vision board if you want. You can tell by my voice that I'm not the biggest fan of this. You know, of course, goals, can be helpful. They give you direction. However, very often we visualize where we want to be. People try to manifest things, and I'm not a big believer in that. I mean, I'm very much of an optimist. However, if you only live for what might be, or could, or should be, then you're missing out on the now. There's so many people having goals, in fact, this weekend, our primary school, our kids going to the primary school, and they had a big running competition. It was huge. They were allowed to run on the track of the marathon of the city. And everybody was cheering. So I asked them, so what would you like to achieve today? I mean, we trained a bit, but not very much. I want to run my personal best. I'm like, okay, we didn't train that much, but I don't want to be discouraging. So yeah, well, let's see where it goes. Do you want to run with your friends? Might risk a worse time. Or do you want to try and aim for the best time? So they weren't too hard really, because they wanted to run with their friends and then they didn't. But then the girl said, yes, I want to be in the top running position. And I was like, okay, that is super unreal. But in fact, I know a lot of grown-ups doing the same thing. We visualize what could be. We are in love with that image. We want to be in shape. We don't want to go to the gym though. We want the success. We want the result. We don't want the way. We don't want the work. We don't want the pain. So I'm asking you again, what pain are you willing to take on to reach whatever you want to reach? If you want to be successful, you have to work for it. I mean, of course, there's some luck in this game, but especially in a running competition or any sports competition, it's not only luck or talent, it's a lot of practice. Because, you know, if you're my age and you stop practicing, you will lose all the muscles, you know. So what pain are you willing to take? Do what it takes to get the life that is meaningful to you, to get the life that matters to you. And that is the commitment bit of the acceptance and commitment therapy. I am committing to the things that are required. Exercise, practice, mindfulness practice. If you're super stressed, You have to practice to be aware of what stresses you. And you have to take the consequences, which might be, getting rid of that job that stresses you out. If you're in a relationship that sucks, why trying if you already know that it's wrong for you? I mean, this sounds way easier than it is. I never said, and he never said, that it's easy. However, it might be worth it. And it might be worth to read the book or to read more about the acceptance and commitment therapy, or even both. I would be very happy if I could join you in your journey by, for example, having a one-on-one ACT coaching, which you can book into my calendar in the description below. And also, if you want a poem, a lyric example of how to feel whatever is, accept it, and still do what matters to you, then you can watch the video Sadness Comes, a poem by Donna Ashworthy. So thank you very much for watching this video, and all the best on your personal journey. Whatever it is that you feel, it is okay. And I would like to end with a quote by Jon Kabat-Zinn. You can't stop the waves from coming, but you can learn how to surf. And surfing, if you've ever tried it, it isn't very easy. It can be quite painful if you fall flat on your face, if you do the nose dip, for example, or the washing machine that I showed you earlier. So what pain are you willing to take? And are you desiring more positive experiences, which might in fact make you even worse? Or are you pretty happy with what is and committing to what can be in the means of your own ability? Thank you very much for watching, says Diana Hoot. Till next time.